Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Infinifactory Livestream here on twitch.tv/Xisuma, where there isn't a single message in my chat because I'm jumping straight into it. No pre-stream today, peeps. Or none of you, because I'm talking to none of you, but I'm talking to the people on Xisuma too. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not going mad. I am talking to someone. They're in the future though. That's kind of weird. Anyway, we got stuck on Relaxant Formula 13. Let's have a little recap of what happened last stream. We had an immense time breaking down this crazy structure over here with the smallest block score that we could do, to then find out that the rest of this very much required us using a lot of blocks. And I gave it some thought, and I had this idea that maybe you could get some of these components to share the conveyors as they come around, but my head has got an ache from this level. I remember it being a bit of a pain in the bum, and we're actually going to see what I did last time because I've got my old save data backed up. So we shall play these 3 levels here and then do a review of how I played them last time, and that will kind of conclude our series on this game for now, although I might play it occasionally, just do like one-offs on the harder levels, because I really like puzzle games and I like being challenged. And one of the things I've done in the past is avoided playing these, because when you get into that area of being frustrated with a computer game, it kind of brings your mood down. It's not as fun, it's frustrating, plus I got an audience with me, so I feel like that can compound the pressure. But where I'm always trying to pay attention to my thoughts and feelings and steer them in a more constructive direction, I feel like recently I've been able to go, aha, we're approaching that frustration feeling. Let's reel it back in. Let's slow things down. It's not that bad. It doesn't matter if, you know, we get stuck on a puzzle. That's life. And in doing so, it's enabled me to stick out at things. So if you see me play this game and get stuck on a puzzle for like an hour, you know, normally I would have felt this frustration and then been like, you know, I can't be bothered with this. I don't want to feel that way. Whereas now I'm able to kind of reel it in a little bit and go, okay, we're approaching that, but is it really a big deal? No, it's not. So just, you know, stay calm. This looks very similar, by the way, to something we've done before, but I think I can see some of the challenges that are coming our way with this one already. And there's kind of a limited amount of space to work with this. I like the idea of dropping all the components in from up above down into a single space. But as you know, there are many ways to solve a puzzle, and we tend to work through a few iterations doing this. So yeah, anyway, the point of what I was just saying is that I feel like I'm now more capable of playing tougher games on stream, just because I've become aware that that's going to happen. You're going to encounter these roadblocks, and to not be frustrated by the idea that, you know, not much is happening on stream or whatever, right? Like, usually that's part of the pressure. It's also something I get annoyed with anyway. Although when I'm not streaming or making a video and I'm doing redstone, I tend to get engrossed in a problem to the point where, like, I go, oh look, an hour's gone by, and that worries me, you know? Just looking at the rate that the items move out here, I believe we can probably handle a... Oh, that's max, is it? I think we could probably handle that kind of output rate. So if output rate becomes a problem, then we shall withdraw that idea, I guess. Work or X? That is a tough one, says Jed. I mean, work is important. So is relaxing, but got to get your priorities in order, right? That's the idea. So what I foresee being the problem is that we want to weld components of this together, but you would probably be inclined to build this shape and then weld it to that one, but then you got those back wheels. So maybe we go in that direction, but we leave the back wheels off and then weld them at a later stage, which would mean creating a system that separates the 4 and the 2, sorry, the 8 and the 2, puts them into, I can almost see like an alignment system that would work here. This is going to be fascinating. So I think we're going to start with this shape, and we're going to look at bringing it, or bringing all the components somewhere around here. then having this thing drop in on top. Yeah, maybe actually let's theory things up a little bit here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to have like this additional one that gets pushed off. And we're going to move that out of the way so that we can do this in stages. I've got a feeling though, it's going to be on this side that we want the odd one. So that's going to take place down here. Let's give ourselves some wiggle room. And let's just theorize that this is going to take place somewhere around here. Okay. So we would be looking at our constructed piece potentially coming in from the side. It could potentially convey in that direction. So if it drops into place, that means welders will be at the back. This would pick it up and move it forwards. Wait a minute, wait a minute. It's going to need to be higher. It's going to need to then drop into position. So these would be welders. Yeah, so all that needs moving up, which I'm not going to do now. That's what I'm theorizing is going to be like our end product, or at least the way I want to assemble this. And I'm hoping, you know, it feels like I'm doing something I've done a fair bit before. If we were to try and do this differently, could we assemble it in parts? Like we don't go for the obvious, put these together straight away type deal. Although that does seem to be efficient. I'm also picturing a unique event here. I can't help but feel we'll need a unique event to make that that 5. But we have learnt some tricks recently, so let's make the shape here. If they were all... They're either all pistons or all welders is kind of the thing we've learned. So we would have falling down, going across, falling down, and then that would kind of be it. If we put this here and go that way, it's falling down, going across, falling there. There's the unique event is the one that comes across into this space. But we destroyed that last time, which I kind of don't want to do. Right, noises in that eardrum. Lightstosora is here with the Prime. Firalol for 39 months. JKek1 for 8. Thank you ever so much, dude. Right as I cancel your subscription, I start streaming again. Dude, I've been streaming like every day. You know, I stream about 4 or 5 times a week. So, thank you for the subscription, though. Asriel21, thank you for the Prime. And X Gigak Mex is here with a donation saying, Hex, wanted to thank you for your uploads on the Xisuma Says channel. They're quite an insight, even if I don't always 100% agree. By the way, also thank you for your recommendation on the social dilemma. Cool, I hope you watch that and enjoy it. Very eye-opening piece of documentary right there. And yeah, we don't always have to agree. I think not agreeing on everything is kind of important, actually. If we all agreed on everything, then we would be like singularly walking in one direction without thought for other ways we could walk, right? This also doesn't work because it doesn't get the block to there. I think. No, it wouldn't, would it? Yeah, so I'm pretty cool with moving forward on this. I just get this feeling like we're kind of doing things the way we've done it before. Is there a moment for pause here? We could potentially move 2 blocks over to craft, or just 1 to craft a 3 and a 3, and then drop them in and weld the other bits, but it doesn't feel elegant. We could do it differently, but it feels like it's pointlessly overcomplicated. So if we could do it differently and it feels more elegant, that's what I want to go with. So I think we found our way, and I'm generally just waffling now, aren't I? So we're not going to get that unique event is the issue. Although we could get it from all the way over here, but that's a long way away for that like one item, and to bring this over here, so In terms of block score and stuff, it kind of feels to me like we've got a narrow space to work with here. Right, let's not rule it out. Let's have a feel for what it's like when these two sort of come by one another. Because this feels so big and messy for our block score right now. Kind of looks like it's got to come further across, really. And in the sake of keeping things a little bit on the clean side, let's go like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then bam, unique event, right? So, in order to fill this thing up, we shall put in some blocks. It's also worth noting that maybe, just maybe, we can drop that in behind. That's going to be so difficult to pull off, actually. No, that's going to be very difficult. But when it comes over, maybe it comes into the same welder. So we don't mind there being an extra block here. We get the timing right, it's going to push it over into a group of 6 welders. And the one at the top will then be this, going into that spot. So now we need this thing to be at a totally different height. Very cool. Okay. It's kind of almost perfect right now. That's astonishingly good timing. So I think we need to put the sensor up by 1 from here. That's astonishingly good. Like, I was fully expecting a couple of rebuilds, you know? But no, we got it straight away. Okay, I would also like for these conduits to connect in a pleasing manner. If we need to detect it 1 higher, then it can be connected a little cleaner. But I think that is going to be it. So, once again, let's see how it performs. It created... It didn't have the 1 on the end, which suggests it needs to go 1 lower, which might then mean it doesn't have the right timing. We'll see. Built it straight away, my friends. That being said, does it repeat? Oh, hang on, we've got a big problem here. Honestly, it looks fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. Nothing's flowing over the edge. Nope. We've done it. We did it! Guys, does he ever read chat? Says Stingray. No, Stingray, I don't read chat, and I especially don't read people's names from chat. Stingray. Okay, you got that? Don't be putting messages in my chat. Jeez. Official Jaden's here, gifting a sub to Salty Hallerman. Thank you so much, dude. Mortem Terror is here with the Prime. Blue Bottle 77 is here for 49 months in a row, saying, "Hi X, how was your day so far?" It was good. Enjoyed some foods, some exercise, playing Minecraft, doing redstone. Just trying to relax as I do everything I need to do. Yeah, when I play this game, peeps, I do have a bit of a hard time focusing on chat, you know? So, you know, if you got things you want to ask, suggest, you know, I try to just occasionally take a moment to be like, hey, I'm reading chat now. That's what I tend to periodically do. Right, so with that in play, we want to look at this one next. And I want to mess around with a bit of a unique idea here. Okay, it is very It's unique, and it makes me think if we shimmied this around, we could come up with some clever little contraption around here. Here's what I'm thinking, like if you add a sensor and a piston next to it like this, that's only going to work when we have an object that's free wide coming through. Okay. Now if this conveyor belt were aligned... wait a minute. I don't think there is any difference if it's back by one and turns at the end. Oh, this is some big brains going on right here. My IQ just increased. Okay, but I also got to move this forward now. Actually, it might then, yeah, it'd push on the other side. Oh, this is beautiful. I love looking at this game and like thinking about how we can make things smaller. It's so much fun. Now, our next challenge is also that we need to rotate that. So the beginning bit is kind of easy. It's, as we've seen many times before, we're learning now that you just weld here. So that'll create a free, and then look where it is on the beam here. So, I want you to rotate that way, and then you're going to need. Actually, I'm just going to put you there. Okay. just change that way. There we go. Right, now look at this. Oh, my big brains have failed. No. Now if we were to make this all one block higher, I believe that there would still work. So let's hope that that is true. Okay. Good. So yeah, we're hoping all that stays the same. This will need a little bit of modification, no doubt. Dang, the timing! It drops! It drops so amazingly. But actually what we kind of want to do is probably have this thing come across and then park itself there. Okay. It's 2 blocks across, and then 1, 2, 3. Those 3 blocks are where we want this thing to drop. So the piston... No, the sensor would need to be... Yeah. Let's see what happens. Ah, it gets dropped earlier. Fair enough. So let's say we bring it closer by 2 blocks. Yes, I didn't think that one through 100%. That's fine. So where we first put it, it kind of just dropped very sweetly. Oh. Okay, I'm trying to think of like the least amount of blocks that you use. So in my mind, where the thing landed, it would go that way. But because the timing isn't right, this wouldn't be the thing to pull it off. So therefore, you need a detector and a piston, and then all of a sudden it becomes more pricey. But if we think back to how it first worked, the reason that I didn't pursue that is because I pictured this thing being connected stationary. If we connect it when it's moving, that might not be the worst thing ever. So let's get ready to pause. Okay, it needs to go back by 1. Here we go. Okay, that moment right there, we need a welder, and it's simply the block over from this when it's extended. So we need that there, and that, in theory, does everything we need, and we bring this that way. Let's see how it works. Oh! He does it again! Oh, this Xisuma fella, he knows how to play this game. Sweet. Evidently, we also need to learn that we've got to move it a little further out of the way from the next one. Cool. Okay, so we've taken care of some important things here. Now, the next thing we're doing is creating our sets of 4 and 1. And I'll tell you what. We have not really left ourselves with a way to get them down. In theory, I can shimmy all of this out a block or 2, and the timing will probably stay relatively similar. Now, there is a way to drop down 4 into this space, and possibly move things along over here. Okay, so let's say we try and use that space. There's our 4. Here's our 1. First one has to be... Okay, so we actually need to put that all 1 block higher. Fair enough. We got noises in the air. We got... Alpen Glow Up, gifting a sub to Not Tip for 2 months. Daddy Beers here for 10 months. And Jolkip's here for 60. That's an Evil X noise in my eardrum. And I vaguely remember hearing it, and that shows you how engrossed with this game I truly am. Jolkip, thank you ever so much. 5 years ago, we were playing the Asuminati mod pack. I joined because of that series. Ah, yes. My, how the years do get by, right? Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. I kind of got the itch to play a mod pack lately, so, you know, not saying I am or I'm not, just that I've got an itch, you know? I don't want to know about your itch, Xisuma. Jeez, disgusting. On the way down, what if we were to... Oh, we could even just put them here. Look at the, hang on. It's the clock cycle getting in the way. I'm going to turn the clock cycle down because I think we have to rotate every single piece. It's going to be an absolute pain in the bum to get everything correct. Oh, that messes with that. No. No. Well, I guess then we have to do things in a different operational order, because once 4 become 1, you only rotate it once. So in which case, considering we need maximal amount of space, we should go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now the sensor is going to have to be up the top, because otherwise it will power the piston there. Maybe if I rotate that one, then drag it. I love little things like that. Very well designed. So we're probably going to end up with something like that over here. In a way, we don't actually need that there either. Interesting. Okay, so this thing gets pushed over. Actually, let's rotate it immediately. Needs to be welded first. Can we sneak in some welders on the way? No, not like that. You got to do it like this. At which point then it might spin, right? Don't know. Yeah, it kind of needs to be shimmied. And the other block might... Okay, what way are you trying to rotate? Oh, it might have actually done it beforehand if I put it in the wrong way around. Okay, so we know that that works. Therefore, give it a quick test. No. Okay, very good. Very good. We have a solution. Who's enjoying this live stream? This is lovely, solving puzzles. I could do this all day. Now, here's the next problem. We need to shimmy it over by one block and have it fall into that gap. Oh my word, that's tricky. I guess what I might do... Oh, now... Okay, no, this will work. So then we have a rotation there. And then we put that here. Oh, he does it again! He does it again! Okay. So... Oh, this is so unbelievably awkwardly compact. Oh, doesn't this whole operation needs to be a block higher? So that means that everything here is just an absolute pain in the bum. Unless... What are we doing? We're taking the 4 and dropping it in to the 2... I think there might actually be a way to do this. Okay, so we want... Oh, no, we need the extra height. I'm pretty sure we need the extra height. Unless I try something different here. Okay, let's say we try just something a little more peculiar. We're not sure if this is going to work or not. But the big problem is that we've got to keep it down at this level. There seems to be just a genius amount of space for us to then come this way. Right, that's very promising for my idea. So then we're going to come this way. I've really not got too much of an idea of what I'm doing right now, but we will watch. Okay, that's quite the issue to have. But maybe not if I... it's going to get tricky, this one. It's going to get tricky with such little space to work with. Because we just need everything to be one block higher and it would be perfect. Oh, hello. What went wrong there? Oh, I guess... Wait, what? My input rate is -1. When did that happen? Oh, that's... Wait, what happened? Okay, I don't know. I got confused. My input rate was somehow -1. Okay, look at this. Look at this. That has got to be worth something. Let's go ahead and do that and watch it again. It's almost... Wait, no, it is there. It's there. But the place in which we would weld it from, we can't. Or can we? I don't know. Oh my goodness me, this is bordering on ridiculous now. Because no, we want 1, 2, 3 like that. Alright, let's see what happens now. See, we need that one to be a conveyor belt. But it's so close. It's so close. Now, I can technically actually go one block lower. So then if we find a way to do this with everything one block lower, it might just work. So we're going to have to pray that we can do the last bit with everything one block lower. Ooh, what am I doing? Down there. Okay, all good. Let's see what happens now. Okay. So, the timing needs a little nudge from somewhere. It needs a little bit of a slowdown. And I'm not sure where I can give it one. Unless we move the whole thing forward. But then there... the time spent travelling forward is kind of shared. Because both things have to move forward. Oh, it's just so... Maybe we actually go back a step, right? What if I did actually have it higher? And that one higher. I don't think that makes a difference, but let's pray it does. No, it doesn't. If anything, it looked like it made it worse. Okay, chat, suggestions. I'm stumped because I'm sort of convinced I don't have a way in which to just slow it down for a moment. We could potentially use a detector somewhere up here to create a slowing down event. That's one idea. Put the welder lower. If I put it any lower, it'll be useless because it'll be on the ground. Okay. We don't have downwards facing pistons, do we? That's really not going to help. Second concrete block to pause the 4 block on the first, push by the second. Not quite sure what you mean, but that's essentially what I'm looking for, some sort of timing, right? Jake Heck says, it's just simple, let me explain it to you. Just do what you need to do. Thanks, Jake, I'll do that. I'll do what I need to do. So, when this second one comes through, bam, something happens and then we slow it down. So I think, based on all the things I saw happening now, I was probably in the right spot. Now the conduit can go there. I don't actually know where the second one is at that point in time, so let's go pause it. It's here. So a piston there might help. That would be so awkward, wouldn't it? There's also this. This is an event. Okay, I've got a better idea. So let's actually go with that. Because that's in the same instance. Oh! Oh! Horrible noises. Okay, now we need to attach. I think. Right, first of all, when it gets pushed over, it definitely needs to come over another block. So let's get it parked and then think about what we can do this last bit with. Dude, this is sick. This factory is amazing. Ah, that would happen, would it? Wait, would it? It shouldn't. What am I missing there? That shouldn't happen. Oh, I guess I see. So, Wait, it's just because I just need that, if anything. Right? Or am I missing something here? Yeah, okay, there we go. So now that it's parked here, so that's the back, and then that's the space above it, back, space above it. So it's going to be parked in that position. What I picture is... I picture welders like that. So we just need to... Oh my goodness me, this might actually be... Surely... No, surely I'm missing something there. Like, the back of it is... Yeah, it can't... Right, no, I know what I'm missing. So when it gets there, these are here. And we're gonna... I'm gonna push like that. I also think we might be able to minimize a block here. Let's check. No, we kind of do actually need that one. So anyway, it ends up then it goes that way by one block. At which point we need parked bits like that. The other thing is that then we need to push it back out again. Oh no we don't. No we don't. It would go all the way through. And the reason it would do that is because we're also going to put that there and that there. Right, so now when this comes down here, does this work? Might actually help to go like that. That's another point. If we're pulling it out that way, these things need to be kind of like that to make it nice and symmetrical. Doesn't really leave me with a lot of space, does it now? Maybe we change the way it moves, right? So this one here, the fact that it's waiting is great, but if it wasn't, it could go... You know, I'm gonna get them to weld first, but I'm gonna say let's actually not move it in that direction. Also, oh yeah, we need it to go like in by one. So then how do we get it out? Because look, we ran out of space over here. I mean, I guess I could shimmy all of this along, right? But let's get the concept done then. So, two things we're checking for. That's going to work. Right, timing is of the essence. Bam. When that second one arrives, it's got to push it off, which should be relatively easy. Or pull it out, which would be more difficult, maybe? It's about having the right amount of space now, so... Let's come back over to this event. By the way, we got noises in the ear. We got Osprish here for 3 months. Sorrel the Soul for 10. Your performance is up for review. Don't make us sentence you to dogdom. I don't know what dogdom is, but go easy on me. Foridi Harari is here with cheers and bits saying, got a cheer for Zachtronic game. Yeah, I was looking up their other games. Some of them look really complicated, especially that Magnus Opus one. Like, it looks interesting, but I can't help but feel it's too complicated. Right. You could have it weld a block high with the welders on the bottom, so you don't have to slow the track down. No, welders don't face upwards, so you can't do that. By the way, we're actually like pretty close to the event, so bam. What am I thinking? I think we should just do that. That being said, oh my word, that being said, like, if we pull it away, it has to move through the structure that we're trying to create. That may or may not be a problem. The whole point is it can go through it. See, then we need the blocks to arrive in the spot the other one's already been in, that's going to be a tricky one to time. So let's forget all of this. I think we might be able to get away with having that there. But then that's going to push. So this could go all horribly wrong. I really don't know what to expect now. Kinda gets close. Let's go ahead and... So this is going to affect... No, it doesn't. It's kind of actually where I want it, in a weird way. No, it isn't, because then it's not going to... I'm not able to clearly see what we're doing right now. It's all a bit mishmash. See, if it were all one block higher, like I said at the beginning, this would be so much easier. If I do it in that space, there's enough space to bring it back in. Let's go ahead and put a block there. And bring it back to what we were doing before. Oh, but it's the old nudge it back, right? I've got to still nudge it back. It didn't go... Oh, it's because it gets stuck in the middle, so... I can't put one there. So then it stops over there. So that's kind of like... maybe, just maybe enough space to squeeze it back in. But then we've got the welder's going to have like that extra shape to it. So you have basically you have to have two of these or it stops. So when it's there and there, it gets shuffled to here and there. So if that one's a block, that's why it stops. But if I put that there, it's going to end up in that space. Now we have to have that there because we need one to be parked. So there isn't really a way around that. And then, as you know, what we do is this. So we're kind of going back to the original idea. This means that the welders will be here and here. Our design is 1, 2 tool. So 1, 2. We essentially need that. Oh. How did I get that? Do you know what? Why didn't I see this earlier? Why didn't I see this earlier? We can shimmy it back in by one block. Because... Oh my god, why didn't I see this earlier? You've got to stop it. Okay. I don't think it's going to be a problem to have that there. Okay, when it's there, we also need one here. Actually, it would be the one at the end that's like that. Okay, so it welded that one because it was already there. That's really unfortunate. No, it's because it stopped. Okay, which means we want it to stop at the other side. Okay, now what is the current position of everything? That's not an issue. How do I now get it to come this way? I need a tractor and I need something to push it. And the only place to push it that I see is right on the end here. Right there. So that's like 2 above. 1, 2, piston goes here. And then we need that there. Something like that. We'll see when we get to it. Oh, there's also the case of it getting out and not messing up the next bit. Ooh. Oh, it's tricky. And the sensor that I need will have to be... It's in the way of where it wants to go. Oh! It's in the way of where I want to push it. This is so tricky. So, I guess I could put the sensor there, which means I would have to recreate this, and at that point, I don't know what's going to happen, basically. I don't know what's going to happen. It might push the thing out earlier as well, which may or may not be a good thing, I don't know. Now, with a sensor there... Okay, let's do a lot of finagling here. Our conduit can go up and over. In fact, our conduit can be these blocks. Huh. Might be able to actually time that event from somewhere else as well. Okay, so there's many things that can go wrong. Right, what happens first of all? I'm not sure. Oh, well, I kind of put it in the wrong spot. Fair enough. It's not the worst problem to have, is it? Not the worst problem to have. It shimmies back, so we can't push it forward. Oh, this is so difficult. It's like, at the moment, it's kind of looking like I might have to redo the whole thing. Okay, other idea, then. I got a potential idea then. So, I just really don't know if the timing will work. Okay, let's look at this slightly differently now. Oh my word. Teddy says push it the other way. Could do. Let's try. So we need... Let's get a fresh perspective on the moment that things need to happen again. So that's our unique event, which might be when this arrives here. It's not good. It's not looking good. I can bring this in from over there, so it's out of the way. Well, it is already out of the way. Okay, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Because we just have to try. Try different ideas until we find something that works. Okay, when that arrives there, we're not ready for a unique event, but when it arrives there, maybe we are. Not really ready. They're too far apart. We certainly have the means to push that out with a piston when this one's here, which is actually kind of unique, I guess. So, by the way, I've just had the realization that these welders don't need to be vertical technically, but I don't think that solves any of our they do on one side. It doesn't solve any of our problems. Now the only problem with this is that we essentially push it straight back to where it was going before. So unless there's something to pull it out, it's just going to go back and forth, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, that's a complete conflict. This is not good. Someone said detect the tank barrel. Okay, we're sort of like very nearly maybe almost there, but not. So let's detect the tank barrel. Double push. There's no such thing. Oh, I know what to do. Well, oh god, why'd I have to press the wrong key? Well, what I'm thinking of doing doesn't really actually work. No, it doesn't work anywhere. Unless we did like one wheel at a time. Let's try that. So like, what if that's here and the piston is there? No, getting our block in then becomes tricky. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the timing works out. Let's see what happens here. I've got a feeling something will go wrong. Okay, so because we've got two blocks to deal with, not one at a time, so that's okay, but then the next one has to do something different. So what if we had a detector here, and then a piston behind it, there is no good timing there unless we put the spin thing here. It's still going to be terrible. No. Right, but the wheel didn't get spun. So maybe that's actually that. Which also slows everything down a little bit. Okay, so at the moment that gets attached, the thing was already in waiting. Oh, I think we found an escape plan. Possibly. I think we're going to have to then move this thing right out of the way. I think we found an escape plan. It's not elegant, but it works. Yeah, that works. Okay, so one more block forward. Then we need to weld. here and here. And then it pushes it off, I believe. It'll push it off. Let's see what happens. Okay, we just need a block here. Have I got it, peeps? Have I got it now? No, because I didn't change that. Actually, is that... Wait, have I put those welders in the correct position? I don't think I have. Right, I haven't put them in the correct position. You know, I've got it. It's just, you know, the concept's there. We just got to put the blocks in the right place. Yeah, we got it now. We got it. We've got it. Where is it going to end up? I don't want it there. I think that's right. Let's check it out, peeps. Who thinks we got it? Oh, I think we got it. Woo! What? What? You are having a giraffe. A giraffe. A giraffe. So, I don't think it can really spin until about here. And I believe I've possibly told it to spin the wrong direction. Well, that kind of... Okay, so then I put one there. Let's see what that does. Yeah, and then we put the thing here. Actually, let's put it there. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Oh, we've done it. Finally. This is it. There's nothing else to fix now. Ah, there is. Why'd that happen? Oh, why'd that happen, eh? I do know why, actually. Interesting. I think I might be able to prevent that just by putting a couple of blocks over here somewhere. Oh, I didn't see that coming. It's because it slides onto it twice, right? Because it's got the tracks at the front. There you go. Finally! Finally! Don't put derp faces in chat. Y'all are being silly. I was solving a problem. Was that the first one we've done today? Took us like an hour. Footprint okay. Cycle good. Block score, yeah. Not as good as it maybe could have been. Let's continue to our cell. These ones are definitely getting trickier, aren't they? Goodness me, I don't recall this one. It's a whale! I remember it now. All of a sudden it pops back. I think I'm probably going to go with the quick solution on this rather than try and come up with the super elegant one, right? So I'm going to guess... I actually don't think the eye is a special block. I think you got to break this thing up into single bits, and then depending on what machine you get a different type of packaging. That's my guess. I don't see any instructions to indicate otherwise. So for that reason, where should we start with this thing? In terms of breaking it up. What we experienced last time was that dropping it down allowed you to kind of interestingly break up some of the blocks once you had it split into twos. So if we actually break it through the middle all the way across, let's think we need to lift it out and up. So if it goes up, it needs to be all the way above that. Ah, it gets stuck. Interesting. Okay, that's good, because I kind of want it to go higher than that, though. That's smelly. How can I get it to go one block higher? Because the next one pushes it along. Maybe we use this here where it drops down. No, that wouldn't work either. I definitely need to push it up and in for my idea. Otherwise I'd lose some blocks. So basically it can't get moved bigger than it is. So I would have to shave the top off, I think. If it doesn't go taller than it is, then I'm going to have to shave some of the blocks off with a drill. Which I didn't really want to do. Push one over into the second lifter. How would we do that? Oh, I guess we can take advantage of a bit more three-dimensional space, I guess you could say. So we would want something like this. Except you need to wait until we're all the way at the top. So sort of straight ahead, right? Straight aheads, let's say. Okay, that means all the way over there, the end here. We can put the second lifter. Or can we? Yeah, no, it'd be over by one. This one can actually be a lot higher than that. Probably be about that. Yeah, I think it could even go one higher, which is important. So, didn't I say something about just doing this the easiest way possible, and now I'm doing all complex? Brilliant, just classic X. So, somewhere out here is where we're going to put our drills. Actually, no, we're going to have them, I think, at this level. Oh, wait a minute, have I jumped... I've sort of jumped ship a little bit, I think. Oh, this is going to be so awkward, because they don't face downwards. See, I want to... Okay, now I've got the idea on how to do it, actually. Let's come around to this side. So it's kind of like where that is where the piston would be. So the detector would be here, and that would be there. And get rid of all of this. Oh, except that. I needed that. No, we're off by one. Well, kind of off by one. Yeah. Now, when it gets to that spot, we can have conveyor belts, which are important. Yep, that's what I want to see. Also in this space, drills. How tall is this thing? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute! Do I have to give it a certain part of this block or any bit? Because there's different bits on the inside. Anyway, so you can see we hit a little bit of a snag when that bit there hits. So, what if we were to say Well, I don't know, some of this might be salvageable, right? But let's try and get it so that all of that gets dealt with. Now, when it falls down this time, what happened there? That felt different. It felt very different. Is it getting caught on top of the block? Yeah, I guess. So, maybe we put them in here. Down. Right, that's all separate now, that's good. However, I think what I'm going to do is put a third one here, and then maybe that. Guess the problem is you want it there, so let's go here. That doesn't affect the first bit. Okay, you can see what we need now is just the drills in a different position, I believe. Whoops. Huh, then the next one shoves it out of the way. Actually, the problem might be that it lands on the elevating bit. Okay, so it seemed to work better when we had drills above. Interesting. That might not be a bad thing that it knocks that there. Might not be a bad thing. Here's why. Let's go ahead and see if we can take advantage of this. Hey, see, look! We're trying to go and use as much of this thing as we can. And I've also got a feeling that the two on either side might be redundant, but let's double check. Yeah, they're redundant. Ah, right, okay. Now we've got this big old blobous shape right here to deal with. Okay, let's go mark where it parks its bum. Parks its bum right there. So we want to drop this. Oh, hang on. Oh, right. Okay, so me having those blocks there is a problem? Obviously. So we need extra conveyors, I think. Maybe. So it kind of looks like it actually parks its bum. Maybe I put this in the wrong spot. And we don't actually need the extra conveyors, because it was pushing them across just fine. Right, and it seemed to fall down somewhere around there. Didn't fix the problem, did I? Ah! Sometimes I put my fingers on the wrong keys. Right, it kind of needs to be able to fall down. I'm starting to get a hang of this now. No, something's odd. Why is it that that's now interfering with that? It's because it needs to fall down. Or did it need to fall down the whole way? Wait, what have I changed here? I feel like I haven't really... Do I literally have to have it drop on the ground? Right, that makes sense of that. So it literally has to drop on the ground. And then the next one has to push it out. Oh, I don't like the look of this. Let's try it with those extra conveyors then. See if that helped at all. That at least pushes it over to here, where I can then start to maneuver it elsewhere, alright? So, let's do that. Okay, and then we need one for back here. And I think that means we can probably get away with like every other block. Actually, no, it's 2, isn't it? So, right, you don't move across because... Okay, so let's try... Don't know what I'm doing here. Gonna put that there instead. Okay, let's look at the shape of this. This also needs to... no, it can actually move in that direction. So, let's go ahead and put this here until it gets to that bit. And then somewhere over here we're going to need something like this. Okay, if we look at how far out it comes, it's too far out. We only need like... maybe that much. Again, it's way too much. I think it like literally maybe just needs... Oh, come on! Smaller slices. Maybe. No, you got a point there actually. If I split it into 3s... Oh, why did I not think of that earlier? Okay, let's abandon our current idea, which is always a good idea. I did not think of that earlier. It might make more sense to split it into 3 slices than 2. That's got to be more effective. Right. Huh. What went wrong? I think it's that we have a block here that is currently the problem. And does that work? It does, but then it leaves this big chunk behind. So how do we deal with that problem? I think it's actually a case of needing something just around here. Okay, now that's going to leave some pieces behind, and I didn't see where they dropped. So actually, everything goes through. So then all of this is redundant. Interesting. This is definitely a smarter way of doing it. So now we're down to that. Now, I think what we need is this thing to be further back for now. I'm going to mess around with it a bit. So that worked just... In fact, I pretty much almost think it's probably a case of you just want it there. And so what we'll do is have all 3 of them drop everything into the sort of same area, I think. No, I know what to do. Okay. Just about there. Actually, no, the gap that I need is enough to let... See, we end up with some different shapes here, some different size shapes. Okay, I'm going to say that we're going to leave a gap of 2 each time. And then we're going to put this. And we're going to ignore all of this stuff. No longer need it. This also means we're potentially doing this in like minimum amounts. So yeah, there was definitely something to that. It just didn't quite make sense. Let's watch it from up here. So, this one is longer in the middle, which may mean it's actually smarter to pull it over from the far side so that they all get to the same spot. And that spot would be here. So we're actually going to build that all the way out here, which would give us a bigger footprint score. Unless there's a way to deal with that. What if we added something over on this side, right? Like what if there was some drills here to just say, actually, don't worry about all that nonsense. Could potentially have this thing cut off in this way. I'm going to give it a shot. Let's cut it off somewhere around here we're going to have... Oh yeah, the drills have to face downwards? No, I can cut it right here. So I can go, actually, it's easier if you're non-existent. And then we do all of that bit somewhere else. Right, but that doesn't help our situation here, because then that doesn't work. That's fine. We just move it forward. Uh-huh. The amount of redesigning we're doing on this level is just redonkulous. So now... Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. However, I believe that in reality we can probably just have it like that. Or maybe even now that it's more refined, just like this. Make a smaller footprint score, right? Let's see what happens. Okay, so that one came out one extra early, which I kind of suspected. Ah, and it turns out that we need that one there. Cool. Right, that's very interesting to set us up for the next bit. So now what we want to do is figure out what is the best way to chop these up. It's going to be vertical because doing things the other way is really tricky, but we know how to do it. So let's go ahead, and I might even sacrifice the last bit over here. This thing is as wide as one block over. Okay, so as wide as one block over. So these are the ones that we're going to mark for chopping up. Yeah, so we're going to get rid of the bit at the end here. And that might be problematic based on the fact that we're going to need a conveyor belt. So we won't do that straight away. Now the height is the next thing to figure out. So it's like the same height as the top. Actually, no. We're going to do this from the bottom. Yeah. We're going to do it like this. So it's going to come across, and then it's going to fall down. So what we might need is space below it. So we're going to do that. Okay, and then it gets stuck because we didn't finish the end. Yeah, we're kind of getting there. Let's go put this in. I got a feeling now height is the next issue, which will make me scream if it is. Look at that. Look at that. It fits underneath, but then we don't have any conveyor belts. Now, why doesn't the second one fall down? It's because of that there, I think. Not quite. Not quite. Now, do I raise everything up by one? Which I don't know when and how and where we would do that, actually. Unless we put... Oh, we'd have to build all the way... I think it's the next one arriving that messes up that. So the processing time has to be... Bam. We could turn down the cycle score. Cycle rate. Okay, so in theory, the one at the end dropping off the edge is kind of a blessing, I think. Because it might just allow me to then push it all back over again. Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. So the question is, do I move it all up by 1 block now? Which, I don't even know how to execute that back here, really. And I haven't even begun to think about what we're doing with the bits over the end there. How far does this thing push up again? It from 1 to... Okay, so here's an idea. What if this block goes up and the drills are all the way up here? We'll worry about that stuff later. Very interesting. So I don't want to. Obviously, I don't want to change the cycle speed anymore. Actually, is it one big piece? It's not. So what if I put conveyor belts here? What if the conveyor belts were 1 lower? So it's more about moving them out of the way once they've been pushed across. Oh, whoopsie doopsie. It's too slow, isn't it? Could move it over by a few, and then it might have enough space to process it, but then it might end up just backing up more and more because it's a slow process. You should cut horizontal first because it's easier to do vertical later, but easier but means less score. Horizontal, eh? Remember, peeps, when you're playing a game like this, make the fun about the puzzle, not so much solving it, because they can be very difficult and it can be easy to get kind of, you know, frustrated. Just like I was talking about earlier in the video. You can be at a point like this in a puzzle where you're like, oh my god, I've put all this time into it and it's not working, but that's kind of the fun of the puzzle, is to put in that time and figure it out. So having put a lot of time into this puzzle with the goal of not just achieving, you know, an output, which I could have done easily, but to try and come up with a efficient, air quotes, you know, try and come up with something that's kind of interesting. Now, the bottom one's going to slide out no problem. The second one's going to get caught up on there, and so's the top one, but then the next bit... the next bit pushes it out. That was loud. Yeah, that's interesting. Now we could potentially move it through... You see, what I originally wanted to do was drop them down in bigger sections so that we... Let me explain it again. Like, when you got a 2-wide section, you drop them through drills like that, and then they become 1s. Whereas now that we've got these flats, it's going to be a lot easier to rip up the whole column like that, which then means you chop out these ones, and away you can see why that's inefficient, because you could potentially have those ones chopped out if you put them into slices of 2. So maybe what we do is, when it comes across, is we then... Yeah, okay, so here's an idea. So when it gets to this bit, it's going to drop here and here, and we put a blocker there to stop it coming out prematurely, and put a drill like this, I think. Yeah. Yeah, why did the second one start moving there? Well, it's because things are getting pulled along, so... The second one's getting pulled along with it, and I'm not sure why. It shouldn't still have a connection. Oh, I see why. I see exactly why. Because there's one at the end. Which was actually doing us a favour, because this next bit's incredibly slow. How do we get all three of them to move across together? I guess actually what we do is we have... Yeah, so we do this. Aha. Yeah, so speaking on problem solving, like, again, doing the little bits in between is a lot of fun. Don't want to lose sight of that. Okay, that's not necessary. So now we're going to have this. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, but the one at the top went early. And I think what we... Oh, no, I think what we want is that. Just in time for the next ones to come across, I think. Probably going to need more of these. So we've got shelves of these things coming through now. What are the score criteria? Footprints, cycles, and lock score is the other one. Just making a note. There we go. I'm really just trying to focus on maximising the use of all of this, really. Right, now does that leave us with enough score to pull this out and take it off somewhere else? Yeah, I also think if we're going to get anywhere, we kind of need to chop off the entirety of the end bit, and that might involve getting rid of that, so we have some uniformity here. And then we'll have to do something different with that. Kind of looks like there's potential here. So what I want to do next is probably put that here. Pushing some off the edge. How do I avoid that? What if it's closer? I think we're going to have to treat them like two different things. So this one's going to go that direction, and luckily for us, we can manipulate it here. That's an interesting place to put those. So these three come up to this height. And that's where we want to put the crazy drills. So, oh, this is actually going to be kind of insane because it's going. Okay, if it's going up instead of down, and I need it to go down, then let's make that happen. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so it's going to end up there, but I think we can go one lower. And in order to keep our footprint score down, what I'm going to do is have a piston over here. Bam! Right there. We need one right there. And it's this little space here that we then need to occupy. So... The problem that I see though is I don't think there's a way for us to attach this to anything. That being said, there isn't a way for us to attach that to anything. Is that the best I can do? Let's bring it over by one more. So this would go back by one, and then that could be here, at which point I think we can just connect it like so. Nope. I missed a thing. Dude! Where's button is it? There we go. Look, we'll get there in the end, alright? Cool, that's going to work. So now we're going to rotate that. Oh my god, why can't I hit the right key? There we go. It feels like when I start the stream we're doing alright with the key pressing, but somehow it slowly degrades. Right, it has to slide all the way out, and then there's just too much coming through for it to deal with. This is bonkers, this level. How do I feel about it now? Just one problem after another, really, isn't it? If this first bit came through higher, then we wouldn't have to deal with all this moving them about. So what I really need to do is push from the other side. So we need to pull that back. Well, let's do the bare minimum, right? The bare minimum is here. So it needs to... Let's put that in at the same height, because I think it's going to need to be the same height. Actually, I think the bare minimum is there. At which point, maybe we have this, and then that there. However, you can see the problem. That one gets in the way first. So maybe what I want is that there, this here. Wait, this is still not going to work. Because it definitely needs a gap of 2. So where I've made it as small as I can, I've really just been a bit of a wally. So, you need a gap in between to push it over. And then there's going to be no room to do what I want to do over here. Pig Puncher says, you just need to destroy a bunch of the whales so you got a more manageable amount. That's not what I'm trying to do though, right? Like, I'm trying to maximize the amount that we get from it, because I've done it the easy way before in the past, and it's not that interesting. By the way, another JT, thank you ever so much for your 40 months. I appreciate your support. Yeah, so to make it clear, I'm trying to do this in a way where we maximize yield, because that's interesting to me. I could easily go for the easy solution. I've done that before, so... another idea has popped into my head. Another idea just popped into my head. Okay. Let's try something a little bit different. Got to think differently about this stuff. This, though, I promise you, is definitely a step in the right direction now. Bam. That there is what I need to see. So we need to go... one block higher, put one of these here, and then this time the difference is 1, 2, 3. So we power all 3. That allows us to pull all 3 of them through. Okay, so then we need this here. I really thought I had it. I thought all 3 of them would move across, but they don't. They don't all move across. I wonder if there's a way to, like, stagger them. They land... Okay, let's try something different. Let's try something different again. If I give this 1 extra block of... Oh no, I've done this scenario in my head before, it won't work. There's something I'm missing. When they're in this position right here, there's got to be I mean, the best way is if they were all higher and I could just drop them down. As we've learned, if we make them all go higher, we just end up with all of them getting backed up. Because you have to move it over the thing. That's a point. So what if I move it over by 1 block? Why does moving it over by 1 block not work? Because it's in the way of itself. Yeah. Move it over by 1 block, it's in the way of it. I can't see. Can't you raise the whale like 200 blocks in the air before chopping it, says Alt Mike. No, however... Let's reset again, because, again, it's not really about getting to the end, it's about experimenting and having fun. So, on the premise of going really high up into the sky... Okay, I got a bit of an idea brewing. So we can go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll call it 4 because we'll place them in 4s. So we can go up as high as we like, right? So about here, we need the old piston and the old detector. Oh, wait. Oh no, it works. So now we need one here. Let's look at its relation to, it's like in line with that, which I think means you do this. Okay, now the whole time it's going up, oh, there's a limit, there's a sky limit. I wonder if we can chop little bits out of it based on where we put these things. So, let's say we start... this is going to run into problems because the size of it is bigger than the push. So, for example, if I am to put that there, it does not get the bit above. We need 1 block above, at which point we have maybe not the worst problem ever. So... in the spirit of experimenting, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can cut this thing in a unique way as we move it upwards. We're always going to be cutting from the front. Anyway, I come down. I don't think this works either for my needs, because the next blocks I want to cut are those ones, and we don't have a downwards cutter. I don't think this is going anywhere. Peeps are saying hashtag weld the whale. Oh, from how we were doing it before. Is that really something you can do? Let's find out. Okay, let's reset. Welding the whale. Oh my goodness me. If I had a... Ah, dang, I wish we had an undo button. So, how are we going to do this in just the quickest, crudest way? I'm just going to put... Oh yeah, didn't give it enough space, I guess. How wide is that thing? I think it wants one more. You can weld it back together! Oh, I really wish I hadn't deleted what we had before now. Oh, we got to try it. We got to try it. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. We've got to try it. What did we have before then? So, oh my goodness me. Build it from memory? I have a recording. Let's stop my recording of this. I shall go open it up. You will hear double audio. Potentially. Okay, so now, let's hear me. That one there. That one there? What are you doing, X? Oh, God! It's so loud. I don't know if you can hear it. Why doesn't the second one fall down? Because it might not come through. I've got a feeling you won't hear this, the audio of me, because it goes through my mixer in a different way. So where was the bit that we got to? Where's a good view of it? Actually, am I further along than that? Yeah, here we are. Oh, that's a good shot of it. Okay, so if I come back here, we delete this, it's something like... It's kind of hard to tell, but I think the first two blocks we placed were like this, and then we had them going like that. Then somewhere here we had a pillar, and we had drills. This one went all the way over to here, and then it went down and up. And it also went back by 2. The next one would be here, going all the way across to there. Right, it's starting to come together pretty well now. So we do that. We had a block here for some reason. We had blocks in those spots. Then we had this. Very good. Now, then there's more blocks going on in this area. There's like that, I think, pretty much every height now. But there are also a bunch of drills. Ooh, what did I just do? There we go. Okay, I need like a better pause button on this. So let me go back to the video. Another idea has popped into my head. That's not what I'm trying to do. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I had a good view of it. Let's go back. Because it's such a long video, it's really difficult to pause on a particular moment. Okay, I have a semi-good view of this now. So from here, it's like this. With a drill there. And that, I think, is most of what we need. What are we looking at? What's going to there? Oh, they don't come over far enough. Or maybe the one at the top goes over too much. Why does it go over further? Oh, I see. It's actually just because of that. Which was, interestingly, in the other design. Oh! No, maybe there's something to that. Perhaps there was a block on each floor that I couldn't see. Alright, so maybe it was like that. Right, now this is the bit where we need to weld. So this might allow us to take things off of here easier if they're welded. But we have to wait for the first one in a way. So if I have one more at the bottom... Actually, I need one more at every height. Which I also think means we don't need the ones that are already here. Let me get my chat back on my screen. Thank you, chat, for the whale idea. You've been off my screen for a few minutes. I apologise. Not very nice of me, is it? So we do that. Okay, the thing is, I'm going to block this over here. Or maybe just block it on this side. If I block it on this side, no, something comes through there, so we have to do it over here. I mean, forget the footprint stuff. Maybe there's a more elegant way of doing this, but I'd like to see this thing in action now. So it needs to be there. And then alongside it, we need the welders. Welders 3. And then we need the detector to... Let's actually put it closer. Welders 3. And then conduit. Okay, and then it puts it there. This ain't going to be enough, I know. Well, actually, it might be. I don't know. There's 2 lanes. 2 lanes of things to deal with at the moment. You know what? Maybe we can get that one out of there just in time. So we would need that in the middle. Right, now they drop at the same time. And so if it's in the middle, we're going to have that there. So we need another set of welders. Can't use the same set twice. And then we need another detection thing. Except if they're already welded... Oh, this is not really an exception. It's different behaviour altogether because we're going to use that. And I don't think we need that block. Interesting. What happened there? Yeah. Yeah, so if I put that there, it's not going to work, right? What's the betting? Maybe what we do is we borrow this one. That means we don't need that block. No? Where is that unique event? I kind of don't see it for this. Might help if we get rid of that as well. Where is the unique event? It's almost like we don't have one. Oh, I tell you what we do. We kind of do have a unique event. Yeah, okay, I know where to put this. Let's go. It might mess up with the next cycle, ironically. I think those won't interfere with one another. Let's try that again. Yeah, actually, what am I thinking? Of course it's going to mess with it. Okay, very cool. Very cool. So now that we've got them here, we need them to go up. Cool. That's good. That's good. That is very good. So let's see where the first one stops. Maybe the second one, because it's going to need more time. It's going to need more time. So I think that might be what we want. Okay, right, so we put a sensor here, conduit there, and then that means we want a conveyor belt right here. No? How did I get that so wrong? Is it like down by 2, I think? Oh, and over by 1. Right. We're going to get somewhere now. We're going to get somewhere. This is the golden moment. This is the moment I've been waiting for. This entire time, people. This entire time. This is what I wanted to show you. Okay? Okay, you ready? You ready? You don't know what's going to hit you. Here's what we're going to do. Oh! What is the point of that? You will see. You will see. Now, on the opposite side... Ah. Yes! Yes! This is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. Cool. Now we got to send them all away. So down here. How are we going to do that actually? Like, because they're going to be in a sort of checkerboard formation. Might just make sense to run them out in 2 lines. Till the last one. Uh-huh. Oh, it's looking good, isn't it? It's looking good. Don't know about this stuff back here. For now, I might actually just annihilate all of it because I can't be bothered. Forget about being efficient over there. We'll do that last. Okay, so our final challenge now. I'm now wondering if we did this the right way or not, because if we'd have gone through the middle, we would have taken 2 ginormous slabs and they would have been taller, and then we would be getting 3 blocks out of them instead of 2, so that's not the most efficient way to do it. Indigo Iguana, thank you for your cheers and bits, dude, I appreciate it. Ha! So where we switched from our original idea, it's actually not the better way to do it. Well, if we were to just rethink that for a second, like a lot of what we built here might actually work. So if we bring it across like this, and then split it up through the middle, there's like an entire possibility here that... Oh, right, okay, that falls down, that makes sense, and then I think we need a block there. It's entirely possible that now the whole thing could be very different as well. Right, so then you want to go through there. Actually, you're going to be 2 over here, aren't you? And considering how big this thing is, I think it just needs 1 there. So that will shimmy it through this way. We don't want these. Okay, I think then we encounter a problem that we didn't have last time, which is the size of this. That being said, we don't need any of this, but it's in a good position. I think what we need, let's see what it does now. Oh, and get rid of that. Right, so it comes all the way out to there, in which case we can put... This is actually incredibly smaller now, isn't it? Right, and then what's the problem now? You're off by 1. Yeah, look at this though. It's probably going to need to get pushed up twice because of how tall it is, but we've kind of set it up to do that. Let's Let's do this. So it gets stuck there, but why? Hang on, hang on, hang on. Ugh. That's as far as it goes. It's not caught underneath anything. So when it gets there, you want it to go higher. So we kind of need a thing around here. I think it needs to be just there. Yeah, okay. And then something over here's got to push it from the other side. So that probably means 1, 2, just about here. Oh no, it needs to be over the edge. It actually needs to be back here. Somewhere around here. We'll figure it out. There it comes. Where are we at? Okay, in by 1, down by 1, I think. And you can go here. Indigo Iguana is here with more cheers and bits, saying I have no idea what's going on in this game. I'm just happy to support a great streamer and YouTuber. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the lovely message. I'll give you a bit of an explanation as to what's going on shortly, and there was a reason we did it like that, wasn't there? Because we're gonna be doing our performance review in a minute. Okay, so now that we got it to there, something else needs to happen. A piston needs to go in that direction. Okay, at which point we need, in the sake of saving time here, I'm just going to shimmy it back. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we can't do that. So let's go ahead and just move all of this now. So that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I've got to take that out, put one here, take that out of the way. Oh, clicking with the wrong buttons is just ridiculous. If I do one button at a time, maybe that will help me. My simple brain. Yeah, you'll probably find that you can't push 2 through here at once. Right, anyway, onto the final bit. It's not going to work, but there was some sort of challenge here where we would have to... Let's see, we would have to shred here and here, but also do it in a way where we retract. So that means that we would want this back here. And then based on the blocks coming through, which would be somewhere around there. But we know, because we've done this before, that you need to get the timing kind of right. Actually, wait, this... Oh yeah, it's going to push those blocks out. So this is correct. Okay, except it might need them to be like that to begin with. Not entirely sure. They're also not allowed to touch anything else, aren't they? Yeah, so can't have the detector in the middle. So this is the bit of the challenge I was really looking forward to. So when that comes through, yeah, look, it destroys everything. So let's go extend the signal on either side. See what happens then. Actually, that's probably not going to work either. Probably need to control the flow a little better. Yeah, so let's go with something like that. Is it because we got that going on? You know what? It's been amazing. That was the challenge I was looking forward to, but I'm not going to dwell on it because we spent like a whole hour on this level as well. That was really good fun. That was really good fun. I think what you'd have to do to achieve this is have a separate one of these over here and a separate dropper in this space, and then push them through and have an assembly line that can handle the input. And then if you really wanted to get crazy efficient, you could potentially come around here and shimmy these up into individual blocks and then get a really high score out of it. But that is good for me. Let's go to our cell. So we only did one this time round, and we got the aerial combat shuttle. Now I've done all these levels in the past. We'll see the solutions in just a minute that I came up with. This, I kind of remember this one. I remember having the 2 rooms and sending it up. Yeah, so you got to make that. And the bit at the front, yeah, so you would make this bit up here, and I believe you make the rest of it all the way back over there. Okay. So, my friends, have you enjoyed today's stream? Don't go anywhere because the game's going to disappear, but it's going to come back in a minute. Okay? Because we're not done. So what we're doing is we're going to go reflect on everything we've done in this stream and compare it to what we've done in previous ones. There's a dude down there, says Perched Kangaroo. Yes, there was. Okay, so I'm going to make a backup. And I'm a bit worried because there's extra files here that weren't here before. So I've now got... Let me double check. Yeah, that looks okay. Right. So I'm going to put all of that into there. And then I'm going to take my old stuff and put it here. There it goes. Now all I've got to do is boot up the game. Now you might see some flickering and stuff going funky because it's going to be capturing it in full screen after it goes into windowed. It goes windowed, it goes full screen, then I put it into windowed, which it wouldn't do because I pressed the wrong button. This appears to have changed the resolution of the game as well by using my old settings. It definitely has done, so it shouldn't look too funky, but let me know, chat, is the screen good? Can you see the game? Because the resistance campaign is a thing. If we play this again, I've got some puzzles that I never solved or never played effectively. Like, whoa! Big brain activities here. Big brain. Although it does give you them like whole thing. So, oh man, we have to play more of this game. We have to do these levels. We just have to. What is going on? Okay, so exit to the barracks because there's the barracks and there's the cell. So this is the resistance. There's the overlord campaign. I believe this got added later on. So as you can see, I've completed all of those levels that we were just checking out, and now we're going to go through them together, right? So this is how I did it before. This looks very interesting. Interesting. So I kind of hacked it down. Oh, look how inefficient it is. Look how inefficient it is. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Okay, I'm going to... I had an idea, but I'm not going to do it. Okay, do we have something... According to chat, we might have something wrong with the stream. Let's go have a look. Okay, no, it's good, it's good. Oh my goodness me. Okay, right, that's how we did that one. That would have been very easy, obviously. The last one that we saw but didn't play, let's go check it out. It's fascinating to see these old solutions. Oh, look at that idea for the unique event. Just putting it back into the mix. But then I guess it was an easy shape to work with because it was 6 of them. So for timing, oh no, for timing and welding. So you can see that I didn't have much of an idea on how to reduce blocks back then. Definitely some curious ideas here. Not aiming for compactness, but it certainly works. Then you can see this gizmo here. Okay, how did this bit work? Like... Interesting, okay. I don't really remember making it, but the timing's good. Look, I've got a little queue of them. And then that one just pulls it off and the next one gets pushed in. It's really quite good. Quite impressive. Yeah. Not bad. I don't think I've played with the cycle scores much on this. Go back to the barracks. Let's check out the very first one. So, actually, these are probably going to be not very interesting. Let's go training routine 4. Yeah, this was too basic to be interesting, really. So, let's go into Sky Dock. Munitions refill type 2. What were we doing here? Oh, this looks incredibly simple. Actually, what? Oh, it's just teaching you to use the piston. So that's a tutorial level, basically. A tutorial level, I did not speak wrong. I don't remember doing these on stream. They must have been so simple I just immediately forgot about them. So this is splitting things up into 3. And this is what I came up with. I believe we shimmied them over the top and then did something similar at the bottom. So we created... Look at this, I didn't use any of the blocks on platforms. It's all perfectly timed. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, so checking these out is getting a little more interesting now. Let's go for the guided javelin. And then after this, I think we're going to be looking at the more interesting ones. So, with this one, I cannot remember what we did. But look, I went for time... Oh, look! That looks way better than what we did. We kind of shimmied it all into one, so it would fall down and then go. But what I used there was the sensor. Interesting. I think this one had the potential to be even more elegant. It does use a lot of blocks though, but it's nicer on the eyes to look at. Yeah, so what I could have potentially done here was actually not use the pistons, because they come through in the correct order, so they can fall down. So if what I've done here is I've made the unique event by queuing them up, so I could have avoided using these pistons by picking out a different unique event, which probably would have been something like this thing making its way over and picking the right time. But yeah, it's a very nice solution. I like it. Okay, so now we're going to go through these one by one now that we've passed through the easy ones. So this was the rotation one. Oh, I really wish I had like the other ones side by side right now. This feels kind of similar actually. Actually no, it feels really quite different. I don't know, actually I can't remember what we did. I can't remember what we did. I'm going to have to go onto YouTube and do a little bit of side-by-side comparison right now. It has to be done. So I'm going to try and mute the audio. Second channel. Right, let's go into Infinifactory Stream 1. Here we go, my friends. Oh, shut up, X! I don't know if any of you could hear that. I forget how it's configured. What are we looking at? Where's the level we're currently on? I think I've gone in front of it. What one's that? Once I find the correct level, it's going to be easy because then we're going to be able to just go through them one by one. Alright, I found the level we were just looking at, and the solution I came up with is kind of very similar, but as I described, it was all about the timing, really. So for this one, I've now got it on my screen. Yeah, I essentially, by the looks of it, I did the same thing, but it was way more compact in the beginning. Right, now let's go to the barracks. Look at this. So this is how I did it a long time. Oh, this one, we did something really cool here, but this looks better. So, hang on, let me pause. I hopefully didn't accidentally rotate something then, did I? I think I rotated something. So, looking on my other screen, this is the one where we had... It's right at the end of the video. We had a big floating piston set up in the air, and then it rotated them down into like a big welding setup. So let's play this, and I might have messed it up because I'm pretty sure I rotated something. Oh, look at that. We rotate every other. So I realized about the rotation. This is better. This is a better solution, I think. That's got to be. And I could have saved some blocks here. This is better. I think this is a better design. That's really good. I'm so impressed. Okay, right. So back to the barracks, and now we're looking at this one, which would be in the next live stream. That's live stream number 2. So I'm going to go load that up quickly. Okay, audio's muted. We went in and did this. Okay, so by the looks... Okay, that's still early on in the level. Right, this was a crazy long one right here. This one took us a lot of time. And then the one after is really interesting. Okay, so this is the one where we had... Oh, no. I've skipped over one here. This isn't in the video. Huh. Does that mean I missed it? Well, either way. That's kind of nice. I think we did this one... I think we did this one better than that. I can't remember. Do you know what? This is going to take forever trying to flick between the two things. Yes, this level here, we did kind of similar looking to this. I think... It was more awkward. We kind of had it all working over in that space. This is a bit more spaced out and easy to see what's going on. This, I think, looks better, but at the same time could probably be compacted a little bit. I like this system here. This is something I haven't done as much. Like, having events further down the line control ones behind it. I don't rely on that as much. That's an interesting observation there. Okay, so then cargo uplifter. This is the one that we came up with a really cool solution. We had this thing sort of happening. We welded it immediately, and then it went around and just dropped into time at the correct place. It'd be so cool to actually have them side by side on screen. I should have maybe like taken some screenshots. I think the one we built was a little bit more elegant than this. This looks a tiny bit overcomplicated. There is a lot of moving parts. I like the way the back there works. It's like a queue of items coming in all the time. Oh, you can see they actually back up. Yeah, this one definitely wasn't as good then. Okay, down to production zone. I'm going to minimize the other screen for a second. How are y'all liking this reflection, seeing how I did it before? Okay, this one, I remember being nowhere near as compact as that. How did we do this? That's brilliant. That's so much better than what we did. However, it uses a lot of drills in one place. I must have really, like, sussed out the shape of that beforehand. Because that's just brilliant, using the little drop there. I'm really impressed with that one. That's definitely better. I thought, oh, I'm so much smarter than I was before. Then again, I had loads of time to think. I recorded them for videos. I wasn't streaming at the same time or anything. So, again, look at this. This is something that I don't do as much anymore. This kind of event down there affects thing over there. Now, why did... Okay, that's interesting. What's this about? I use it to slow it down. Oh, that's so Flim flam. And it doesn't work apparently. That's so flim flam. Maybe I gave up on this one. That looks very amateurish way of doing things, doesn't it? Considering that I used that down there and then just didn't figure out how to use it here, that's rather peculiar. Okay, I did not expect to find something like that. Apparently I did have a solution though, because I got a score for it. Don't blame the stream, says Hylep. I'm not blaming the stream, I'm just sort of pointing out that when you have an audience, you're like performing, and there's a bit of an air quotes pressure there. Now we did something quite similar to this with a lot of compact moving. This looks better. This genuinely looks better than the solution I came up with. It's similar, it just feels a bit more elegant. Apparently it doesn't work. What's with these solutions not working? Huh. I don't know. I don't know why they don't work. Oh, maybe it's because it remembers the input rate. Like, I don't remember manipulating the input rate. So if I put the input rate on 0, then it's probably going to work. There you go. Yeah, it's because the input rate has been remembered differently from the save file. So that other one we saw probably did work. Interesting. Well, does that mean I did this level with max input rate? I don't know. So now, drone maintenance. This is where we had to replace some parts. It looks like I've used pistons. This is probably going to be quite similar. Okay, I'm going to guess cycle score is messing with this. Right, let's see it again. Yeah, there you go. So we did a like push and pull thing. I'm pretty sure we did that. The timing's nice because it uses one drill. Actually, it uses 2 drills. I probably would have used 1 drill, but I can't specifically remember that solution. This is what we should have done at the end of every stream while it was fresh in the memory. Should have done this little swap over. That would have been really quite smart. Okay, then we got this one. Now this, we definitely came up with a compact solution. This looks relatively low on the block score, but you've got that big pipe going over. So the beginning bit was certainly similar there, but we kept it moving. And then it's actually quite similar. There's just this big hole set up with the pipe. So I think we did better, but I'm surprised at how little blocks I used, really. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a few less blocks from here, because I've started to suss out that you can use less when you've got a big platform. Let's go ahead and exit to the barracks. Do you know what I could have done? Oh, why did I not think of this? I could have played through the game just using a different solution and not looking at the one I previously did, and then compared it live. You know, so often doing what I do you come up with good ideas after the fact. Sometimes you spent ages looking at a redstone problem and then it's like, oh, I could have done that from the beginning. Winnie T. Ford says live and learn. Yeah, but like this is done now. We've done Infinifactory. And if I had ever just had a better idea, I could have done that. I could have gone, oh, wait a minute. I have multiple solutions. I'll go and not look at them until after I'm done streaming and compare them. So, damn it, I really wish I'd have thought of that. Oh, well. I've forgotten where we are. I think this one is next. That's just how it goes, isn't it? Look, you can't let it get to you. You're always going to make silly little mistakes in life. That is for sure. Especially when playing puzzle games. Puzzle games are about making mistakes and then figuring it out. So that's why I said earlier about not getting frustrated, because it's inevitable. So you've got to focus on the joy of the problem solving. I guess for all of you watching, it would have been far nicer to have these side-by-side comparisons, but it's done. Let's not worry about it. Also, let's check those cycle score. The input rate is 0, so this should work. Again, I'm having a funny time trying to remember this one. I use that to slow things down. I think that's brilliant. Okay, that doesn't work. Didn't we actually go here already? Let's exit the barracks. Drone mate, finished studio apartment. Aha, we're now down to the resource site. Okay, so guided javelin. Wow. What did we do here? Now, I remember how we did this one. This one had an amazing solution because we backed them all up and did some clever stuff to get the block score down. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip forward because if they're not vivid in my memory, I don't want to be skipping through the video on YouTube. Oh, a bit of a shame. We could have done a proper side by side. Hey, this one we took forever on, and the solution we came up with was to push all the blocks off to the side, push them into like a framing setup, and then when they all came out, they got shimmied across at the end and then pushed in. I think that one was probably better than this. What is going on over here? Huh. What is this? This is a 2-and-1 splitter. Oh, and our whole time playing, I never figured out how to do 2-and-1. Look at the end there. That's nuts. That's so weird. So weird. I love this game because you just... There's so many ways of doing it, but this is brilliant. Like, not only is it... It's actually a... What is it doing here? It is actually just splitting them into 2-and-1. It's got a funny way of going about it. Actually, no, it makes total sense. You push 3, but we get them up using 2 because we're splitting them into a vertical lane of 2. That's so clever. That's so... I've got to say, this one might not look as slick as my other one, but that's a really great solution. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, that's so cool. Right, now we're on to the replay satellite. Or relay satellite, was it? So I learned a trick or two over there at the beginning. Right, how is that thing staying powered? It's because we got one in waiting. So I seem to recall that... Yeah, I can see what's going on here. I think what we did is we sort of dropped them into place with a bit of slicker timing. And I think... Anyway, what we're doing here is we're kind of using a lot of the belts to shimmy around to pick up and connect. So it's kind of not as elegant as what we did, that's for sure. That one's definitely not as good as what we came up with. Let's pop in here. Wow, this one, okay. I seem to remember we did this with not a lot of... This actually feels kind of similar. The beginning bit over here, I think we did something very similar. Well, that's something, isn't it? Weld it up here. And then go... That's really clever. I think a combination... What's going on over here? Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's clever. That's not quite the same way we did it. That's a really clever solution. Because we used the unique event on here, which was definitely better. But this assembly bit right here is probably smarter than whatever we did. That's a really good way to assemble it. Push them all up, and then boom, push it across. Dang, man. Like, I love this. We're definitely going to play more of this. I think we'll do like once a week we play Infinifactory. This game's so amazing. So amazing. Okay, anti-javelin point defense next. Yep, I remember this. So our solution for putting these things together, I remember being way more compact than that. The timing though is pretty good. I like the way that works. And then over here we encountered the same problem and looks like a very similar solution of up and across and then down and in. Yeah, the similarities are always fun to see, aren't they? Cool, alright then, so back to the barracks. And now we're on to the very last set of levels that we played. So it would appear that I figured out that you got to put blocks around them. Sent them all into a single tunnel. This is very similar, but I used a piston there. I don't recall doing that last time. And that's... when we did this, we kind of used them backing up on blocks to not use a lot of blocks. That's a pretty good way of doing it, but you end up using a lot of conveyor belts. I kind of remembered that when we were playing the last level, which is why I did it so different. Right, relaxant formula. Oh my goodness me, it's this one. Right. Wow. This is going to be interesting. So clearly I used a lot of delay back here and didn't think of letting the blocks pile up. We send them up, we still need to delay a whole bunch of stuff. And then those delays are just ridiculous. And then the timing must be immaculate to put them all in together. So this one, I kind of aced the ending. Let's see how efficient we were with the stuff over here. Let's see how this works. So really just sort of being like, I don't care, give me 3 blocks. Yeah. Now, I'm noticing that one is too tall. Does it just accept 2 blocks? That's interesting. So I just take 2 and 1 out of each of them. And it takes 2 in like that. Fascinating. Did not know that. Ah, there's an air block thing there. And a piston. Well, that's definitely better. If I could revise a design like this, it would be fun to do. Looking at this over here, like, maybe I would find a way to do that. I mean, I can see a way to do that with less drills immediately. If you put your drills here, Xisuma of the past, Xisuma of 5 years ago, you naughty mongoose. I don't know what I'm saying. Right, no. It's like they switch in my head. It's like place and remove just all of a sudden the opposite. Like, it's really weird. Ugh. Okay. Okay, never mind. But you get the picture. I probably could have been more efficient. I don't know. I shouldn't have messed with that because now the whole thing's broken. Terrestrial drone. So we did this one today, right? This was the first one we did, I think. And we came up with a solution where sort of similar to that. In fact, really similar to that. And I used a little trick here where we detect one falling over the edge and then it goes backwards. Interesting. Didn't do all this delay nonsense. We had the timing down for that one. We had it down pretty good. And so it looks like I assembled things in a relatively different order. Oh, that's clever. That's clever clogs right there. But a lot of timing. That's some clever clogs. Yeah, I reckon elements of this and elements of the other one coming together, especially that little bit right there. That's so clever. Like, all the welders are there. They just hang out on top, then they fall in, and then they give it enough juice to go across. I don't know why there's a welder up here, though. That kind of looks like something that's just been left behind. That's completely unnecessary, that welder. Huh. Fascinating. I think the one we came up with today was better, but this bit right here is just really cool. Okay, back to the barracks. So after we did terrestrial dome, we had the meat type solution, which we've already checked out, and then I guess that means we had a brief look at what the last level might be. Oh yeah, and we checked it out earlier. So if we play this game again, we're going to go and play this campaign, but do them side by side. So I would potentially not look at this beforehand. Oh, this actually looks to be really quite simple. It's just introducing us to some new stuff, isn't it? I could reduce the block score on this level. That's one thing I could do right now. So yeah, we'll actually continue with Infinifactory, but it will be more spread out, and it won't be like a current thing that I'm doing. I think we got a noise in the ear. Cheers and bits from BM5K Actual saying, this is going to wind up being like the 5th game I've seen you play that I buy. Well, dude, if you like the sort of games I play, then it kind of makes sense you might end up buying them and enjoying them yourself, right? Which is a good thing. I mean, that's what you got in this day and age. You can go look for a YouTuber who's got the same sort of interests as you and enjoy the same sort of games, right? BM5K, thank you so much for the cheers and bits. That actually brings us to the end of this live stream. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. As always, your support is appreciated. Thank you to all of my Patreons who support me as well. We got raided by Iskal the other day, so we are definitely going to go raid Iskal back right now. Thank you, everyone. Hit that raid button in chat, hit that follow button, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.